When you control food, you don't need votes, you don't need armies, you don't need laws, because food decides who lives comfortably and who quietly struggles. Most people think power comes from money, or governments, or weapons. But real power starts much earlier than that. It starts at the seed. This is the billionaire food system, and once you see how it works, you'll never look at a grocery store the same way again. Walk into any supermarket. Thousands of products, hundreds of brands, endless choice. At least, that's how it looks. Because behind the packaging, the colors, the marketing, most of that food traces back to the same small circle of owners. Different labels, same supply chains, same shareholders, same families. Remember? Nothing is what it seems. And the genius part of all of this is simple. It's designed through carefully engineered advertising. You're made to believe it's your choice what you put in your mouth. Which makes you wonder, if we can't even control our own diet, how much of life is really free will and how much is predetermined? It gets you thinking, right? But that's a question for another video. So imagine you're not a politician. You're not a dictator. You're something far more powerful. You're a system. You don't argue with people. You don't silence them. You don't even need force. You just decide what goes into their bodies every single day. Governments fall, revolutions happen, politicians get voted out. But nobody riots against breakfast. Nobody storms a cereal aisle. And that's where the real power moved. To understand how food became power, you have to go back to a time when elites were afraid. The early 1900s, industrial cities exploding, workers organizing, revolutions spreading. Hungry populations don't behave. Sick populations don't revolt. That realization changed everything. This didn't start with cartoon villains. It started with well-meaning institutions. It was about stability. Oil made families rich. Banking made them powerful. Food could make society manageable. That's where foundations came in. The Rockefeller Foundation, the Ford Foundation, and decades later, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Their public mission was to end hunger, improve nutrition, feed the world. They didn't just fund food, they funded nutrition science. They didn't just study health, they defined it. Control the research, and you control the recommendations. They called it the Green Revolution. And to be fair, it looked like a miracle. Higher yields, more calories, fewer famines, temporarily. But here's the part they don't put in textbooks. The food wasn't better. It was cheaper, faster, easier to control. But the goal wasn't nourishment. It was scalability. Food stopped being food. It became infrastructure. If it doesn't rot, it doesn't revolt. For thousands of years, farmers owned seeds. Lose a crop, save seeds, adapt. Then seeds became intellectual property. Companies like Monsanto, later absorbed by Bayer, patented life itself. That means farmers don't actually own what they grow now. They license it, one season at a time. Seeds turned into licensed software. You miss a payment? Congratulations, your crops stop working. Look at what replaced real food: refined sugars, ultra-processed oils, chemically altered grains. These ingredients weren't chosen for health. They were chosen because they're cheap, addictive, and shelf-stable. Your great-grandparents wouldn't recognize this food. Your body definitely doesn't. Modern crops aren't just engineered to grow, they're engineered to survive chemicals, herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, chemicals sold by the same companies that sell the seeds. Over time, soil becomes dependent. Strip the nutrients, kill the microbes, And suddenly, crops can't grow without chemical assistance. Here's where the real genius comes in. Step 1. Feed people food that spikes blood sugar, wrecks gut health, and inflames the body. Step 2. People gain weight, feel tired, lose energy. Step 3. Doctors don't ask what you eat. They ask where it hurts. Step 4. Pharmaceuticals enter the chat. This is where the conspiracy stops sounding crazy and starts sounding profitable. Food companies don't need to heal you. Big Pharma doesn't need to cure you. Healthcare doesn't need to fix the root. The same investment funds appear everywhere. Food conglomerates, drug manufacturers, insurance giants, different logos, same shareholders. One side creates the conditions, the other sells the treatment. Why cure a customer when you can manage them for life? Most people think food shortages happen in fields. They don't. They happen in logistics. Grain doesn't move freely. It moves through choke points. Storage silos, rail networks, ports, shipping lanes control those. And you don't need to touch the farm at all. Grain can sit in silos. Prices can rise. Shortages can be predicted. Futures markets react. And profits are made before hunger ever hits the headlines. You were told 3 meals a day is healthy. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. That schedule wasn't designed by doctors. It was designed by industrialists. Factory shifts needed fuel. Food companies needed habits. So they sold you a rhythm your body never asked for. Today, the agenda is cleaner. Personalized nutrition, lab-grown food, wearables tracking your biology. Sounds empowering until food access becomes conditional. If food comes from labs, who owns the labs? Obesity has tripled. Diabetes exploded. Mental fog is normal. Kids are medicated. Adults are exhausted. From the system's perspective, it's working perfectly. The danger isn't one ingredient or one company. It's normalization. This isn't about evil masterminds. It's about incentives. A system that rewards sickness will never produce health. Control food, control energy, control labor, and power never has to announce itself. It arrives as convenience. And if you think food is disturbing, wait until you see who controls your water. Busy money.